What's up? So we just navigating through. Before we tap in. So we about to get into a reading. We about to do a reading. Mm. So we have swiftness that fell out. So this is going to represent a room of people talking about you, or they're talking about somebody. Okay, but this could also be cash. This could be money. So money may be on the way. This could represent somebody who is on their pursuit, whatever pursuit it is, pursuit of happiness, with a job, or whatever somebody is being consistent in. What are the messages for whomever may concerned? What are the messages? Okay. So in a position of your crown, you have the Knight of Wands. Okay. Harmony. So somebody got caught in a lie. So with you setting your boundaries, people are they're easily exposed without you around. But somebody is happy that this happened, because it's kind of like now they can just sit back and just relax. So that Eight of Pentacles, that's yours. So, something is coming to you. Something is moving towards you. This is the card that usually has to do with work. So, I mean, you could be getting paid. Like this could be a paycheck. Maybe you get more on a paycheck than what you thought you was going to get. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you had to wait. Maybe your paycheck was postponed. It's tax season, so this could be your income tax. That's why you gotta be careful, because people will be trying to spend your money before you even get it. When people know you about to get some shit. Is that on my camera? When people know you about to get some shit, because I have a feeling somebody was just being real mean. They was being real nasty. But then when they found out that I'm hearing they tried to get away. They tried to get away. So this person, it's like, you ever met somebody, they don't have the integrity just to say, like, look, I need my space. I'm taking my space, and I'm going to go here for some time. Or if they don't want to be in a relationship with somebody, they don't have the integrity, like, you know this is not working out for me. They don't have it's like, they don't have, it's something uncivil about this person. you know Sometimes people feel like they have to create drama in order to exit a situation. That's what I'm saying. That's the lack of integrity. Because if you don't want to be somewhere, then just say that you don't want to be somewhere. If somebody is sharing your environment, they're going to ask you, well, where are you going, or what's going on with you? Well, you have to be prepared to say something, unless it's a situation to where somebody is trying to sneak off, or somebody got to be quiet. Be careful about the steps that they take when they exit a certain situation. Okay. So you got two eights. So 8 and 8 is going to represent future abundance coming to you. So that you have abundance coming into you, and you have planted the seeds to receive future abundance as well, which means that you've been out here sowing some, they look good to me. You've been out here sowing good seeds, so you're creating like good karma for yourself, good energy. What you're putting out, you're going to receive back. So I'm going to tell you a thing about karma, because sometimes people feel like, well, I do good stuff all the time, but it never comes back. Right. So the thing is that karma is spontaneous, and karma surprises you. So if you're racking up on karma, then you can't expect some good things. But it has a lot to do with your choices too. Because if you're choosing, it's kind of like subconsciously you're looking to receive something in a place to where the soil is barren. You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to plant seeds, but the soil is barren. It's not going to grow. You're not going to see anything good come out of that situation. But that's usually for individuals who either you don't believe in what in karma, or you don't believe that. It's kind of like you don't believe in, I want to say, righteousness. You know what I mean? Being righteous or some shit. Just being decent. That's why I said something just feels, it just seems uncivil. Okay. So it's giving me one-sided situation, you know. But I feel like there's a new situation. So there's two situations going on here. So it's almost like a transition from one relationship to another, because that's what I pick up on. Okay. So you're starting off and you're meeting somebody, and the two of you are opening up, you're sharing past history, you know, things in which they went on in your past relationships, you know, just kind of getting into those conversations. And you're also establishing like a friendship and boundaries. Okay, so you're building on a foundation of respect with somebody new. And whoever this other person is, I don't know if they're old or if there's somebody new, you know, that you're dealing with. It's two people. Okay, but with this other person, I mean, they got, you know, they was lying and they got caught in their lie. That shit backfired immediately on them. You know, that's pretty embarrassing, because it's just like the moment that you told, it's like the moment that somebody say something, like let somebody say, oh yeah, you know, I got a new bar. I don't know. I got a new bar set up in my house. And somebody that they had over last night, they forgot that that person was in the room. So that person is just like, what you talking about? I was just over there last night. You got it today? So if the person try to keep up the lie, they'll be like, yeah, I got it today. But then when you go over to the house, you don't have a whole bar set up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like either way, you're caught. You're gonna be caught red-handed. So when you first get confronted about it, you might as well admit the shit. But I don't know if this person admitted it. I don't think they said anything. You know, they just forgot that somebody was in the room that knows the truth. Okay. so so you know, it's kind of like embarrassing. Now they're walking away. It's like their mask fell off, or somebody slapped their mask off, like somebody was trying to be fake, you know. And they was trying to lie too. At the same time, I do believe they was trying to be spiteful, because I told you it's something here about somebody is like uncivil, you know. They're not civilized. I'm picking up like like Bam Bam. I don't know why. From Flintstones. I'm picking up like Bam Bam. So maybe it got something to do with some children or something. I mean, I don't know. I don't see any children in here. But there's something about music, okay? You know, maybe somebody is trying to figure out what to do, okay? I think there's a real intense situation, and it's kind of like every time you lift your foot up to take a step, it's kind of like it's a booby trap, or it's a weak surface that you might fall through, you know. It's like, how am I going to get to this person? How, like, what do I do? What steps do I take? Like, what should I plan? What would they like? What, you understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying, because we do have the music card here, okay? So it's like saying you definitely want to do something with music, because it's like you and somebody else, it's like y'all have a connection through music. A lot of people, you know, express themselves through music when they're not comfortable saying how they feel, or maybe when they have a hard time with putting their feelings into words or something. So you know, there are many places that do music, because I just saw a skating ring, okay? So music at the skating ring, you know, a date and there's music in the background, something. But it's something, you know, about music. Music influences the mood, okay? So you know, this is giving me real romantic, and somebody is, it's like they know how to appeal to the senses, okay? It's like they're getting it down to every detail, planning something. Okay. So, I mean, this may be for Valentine's Day. Somebody may be planning to do something for you for Valentine's Day. So that would explain. So if you had things going on with somebody already before this new person, this old person or this other person that got caught in the lie, this, I feel like this person is coming back to you because you got something. You came up on something. You could have a glow up. You could have came up on some money. You could have came up, on a job, a better, more, a good position, maybe a promotion or something like that. So this person, it's just like they trying to come, they trying to come back. I don't know if there's a part of me that feels like these are two new people, but then there's a part of me that feels like one person is from the past and the other person is new. So there may be two situations. So this could be a parallel reality that we're seeing here, like playing out, like maybe with the twin flames or something. So in one person's reality, dealing with somebody old and somebody new, and then in another reality, somebody is dealing with two people. Okay, so I mean, but this person who got caught lying, like I said, they want some type of revenge. They thought that they was going to be able to do it. They thought that they was going to be able to sweet talk their way back into a situation or something to be able to get some type of revenge. They wanted to steal something from you, rather it be your peace of mind or rather it be something in which that you are about to receive. You have no idea about this though, but it's and you didn't have to figure it out. It's like they told on themselves. So it's like they had to bow out. They knew that they was caught. So, maybe you said something, maybe you checked them or something. But like I said, I think that there was another person around and the other person said something. That's not what you said, right? Okay, so Ten of Pains. So this is finding contentment. This is usually the happily ever after card. But my thing is, somebody is your happily ever after. But remember, happily ever after is only the beginning. Okay? So if you watch that Shrek movie, Shrek 4, you see how if you saw all the other Shreks, you know where Shrek came from. And how it's unlikely that his life would turn out and end up the way in which that it did. He had a beautiful life, but it's kind of like the repetition of things and him being bored within his life. He wanted something new. He wanted something different, but the deal he made with Ronald Rumpskin, is that his name? Ronald Rumpskin, whatever his name is, he made a deal to where he was never born. If he was never born, he never had his children. He never had his wife. So, in the moment, he's complaining about his life, but then when he has an experience to where he loses everything and he has to fight to get it back, that's when he finds the gratitude once again. So, that's what I'm saying. After the happily ever after, that's when the shit start getting real. So it was love at first sight when you saw somebody anyway. It was love at first sight. That's your happily ever after. And that shit is real. But like I said, once we get to the happily ever after, some people it take time to get there. Some people it's instant. But you still, that's only a period in time. Eventually things are going to change. So it's going to start getting more real within the relationship, So, it's giving me like deep. The Ten of Cups also represents completion. Feeling complete, feeling whole within you, not in need, satisfied, content. It's not all that great, but there is much to be grateful for. Okay, so then we leave off with the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is going to represent detachment. Just being a little more mind over matter, but having to deal with the things in which that are challenging for you to deal with, not having an emotional attachment to it. But it's also so the new person is at a distance from you in your life. So this is the story. Somebody is dealing with somebody. okay, or they were dealing with somebody. I told you this person is uncivil. You know, it's they don't want to be there. They have a fucked up ass motive as to why they're trying to get back in. You know, but it's like an angel came through and shut that shit down. Like, what did you say? Weren't you over here? Like, you know, they tried to lie about some shit.